some themes that are happening in my life recently. And yeah, so universe, I'm just gonna set the intention that yeah, whatever feels right to come through, just allow me to be a vessel for. Yeah, and let's just get right into it. So the theme that I want to talk about today is about our dissonant feeling states again. So these would be the things like boredom and rage and anger and despair and just all of the emotions that feel so horrible that just suck, like we don't want to experience them. And what they talk about in Zen Buddhism is that like these states of being, I think a lot of times in our society, we think that they're the enemy of existence. Like we think that they're not designed. Oh, Stanford just scared me. Stanford, say hi. Look, what's going on, buddy? What are you doing? Oh, hey. He's such a cutie. But it's these states of being that we often think are the enemy of existence. And the part that sucks the most about these states of being is that a lot of these times, it's not only that we feel mentally unwell if we're in these states for a long time, but we actually begin to feel physically unwell. Like our body starts to feel unwell if we're carrying too much tension or if we're stressed out all the time. And it's almost like our body just wasn't designed to be living in stress this much. Just pouring my tea right now. Which we know is true. Like scientifically, our body was never designed to live in fight or flight for so long. And sometimes when we get like really hard news or we are feeling really, really, really overwhelmed in life, it can be hard to not feel completely overwhelmed, to not resort to fall back to these dissonant feeling states. But the thing that I want to talk to today is we can't run away from these dissonant feeling states. We never choose them. We never say like, oh, I just want to feel shitty today, or oh, like life just sucks right now. Like whenever we start feeling bad, it's never our choice to start feeling bad. And so the thing that really changes as we begin to grow and as we learn and as we begin to transform is not that we end up growing out of these dissonant feeling states. It's that our relationship to these dissonant feeling states is the thing that actually changes. So I think it's really, really common in our society today, like the way that we're raised to almost be like happiness whores is kind of the way that I like to call it. Like we think that we just need to be feeling good all the time because we love feeling good. But the problem with feeling good all the time is that we never end up actually experiencing anything new. We never end up expanding. We never end up transforming because the other side of feeling these dissonant feeling states is it always spurs some sort of transformation. It always spurs some sort of growth in our life. So what are we to do when we are experiencing these dissonant feeling states? I think that Zen Buddhism is so powerful because they say that a lot of times our knee-jerk reaction to feeling these dissonant feeling states, the boredom, the anger, the despair, the depression, it's to try to control our surroundings. Like we need this relationship with this person to look a certain way. It has to look this way. We need this person to show up for us right now. We need this amount of money. We need this career. We need this, like this dream job. We need this like perfect soulmate. We need this, our house to look like this exact way. We need our car to be in perfect condition. And if I can just control for all of these things in my external world, if I can control for all of these things, then I will never have to feel these bad feelings that I don't want to feel. And while that makes a lot of logical sense because none of us want to feel these feelings, and it is a thing that a lot of times our environment can change and it can lead us to feeling a lot more positive. The problem with that is that sometimes these things just simply aren't in our control. We can't control them. Like sometimes something just happens to our car, and sometimes something just happens. This person that we think that we needed 100% right now just isn't available, or we wanted it to be really sunny and warm out and it's actually rainy. So what they say in Zen Buddhism, which is something that has really, really helped me, is that instead of like trying to control your environment or your circumstances perfectly so that you never have to feel these feelings that you don't want to feel, what you can do instead is you can go right into the heart of the feeling. And that doesn't mean that you have to punish yourself. That doesn't mean like, oh, like I just have to feel shitty all the time, or oh, like screw me, I'm just gonna like wallow in my depression, I'm gonna wallow in my despair. But it means that we can, with these feelings that we feel, if we become more familiar with them, they start to become less intimidating. And I think if we can approach these feelings from the perspective that there's something here for me, this is something that I experienced that I don't want to continue to experience. And I'm going to be gentle with myself, and I am actually just going to allow myself to feel it. I'm not going to say that this is something that's going to last forever. I know that this isn't something that always lasts forever. I know that I experienced so many things that are awesome. But dang, like right now, I'm just experiencing this thing that just sucks, and I'm not going to fight it. Like, I'm not going to try to force myself to feel good. I'm not going to try to force myself to be different. I just want to allow this shitty feeling to be what it is. And I know for me, like I immediately start to feel better as soon as I just allow myself to feel shitty. And I think that there's so much beauty to that. And I've noticed for myself too, like last week I was just feeling so bad. And it finally dawned on me that the reason that I was feeling bad was actually because I was already feeling bad, but then I was trying to force myself to feel good. And I literally just took a day and just allowed myself to feel shitty. And I did like really simple things that make me feel better. Like I went to the gym, I meditated, I did some yoga, I called a friend, I spent a lot of time outside. And eventually I was more comfortable sitting in the feeling. And as soon as I was more comfortable sitting with the feeling, it wasn't something that I just had to run away from. And yeah, it just felt so much less overwhelming. And then the beautiful part about it is that I actually started to notice as I became more familiar with the feeling that there were certain aspects of my life that were just not serving me anymore. There were relationships that felt totally misaligned. There were habits that I was kept doing over and over and over again that I thought were making me feel more whole, but were actually making me feel more alone and making me feel more despair. And like, thank God I had that feeling to show me that, because if I didn't have that feeling, I would have just kept doing it. So yeah, I would say if you're feeling a dissonant feeling state, the most important thing is to allow yourself to feel that way and to recognize the divinity. Just recognize that that thing is there for a reason. It's not there for no reason. Like some uncomfortable emotions are a lot easier to figure out. Like if you're sitting on your couch and your foot's uncomfortable, it's super easy to just adjust. But sometimes life is like the couch and we don't know exactly what behavior is causing us a sense of discomfort. So we have to slow down and really listen to it to figure out what it is before we can begin to live more authentically and more in line with the things that we actually want to be doing and who we actually are. So there's a lot to that, but yeah, I think that's all I want to say. So hello everybody who said hi, and I just hope that, yeah, this helps you as much as it helped me. So